When I pass through a graveyard on the side of the street, I always inevitably take a moment to think about the lives that ended up there. As the living, we remember and learn from those who have come before us and honor their achievements by what we do every day. And in the time that those things pass, memorials are often created. Sometimes I worry that those memorials may just be attractions for people who don't know why they exist. A historical monument like the Vietnam Veterans Memorial may fade into time and just become a place that was built, or something that is cool to visit. And that thought is not favorable to me, because it's something that we can learn from. Every person has their own story, and just like the people whose names are engraved in the memorial, this memorial just happens to have its own story. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial's design was chosen from a national contest with over 1,000 submissions, and the design that was selected for construction was made by Maya Lin, a university student, who only got a B for a grade on that design. But funnily enough, in a final statement by Biography.com, the teacher also submitted a design, but in the end it was her who won. Her design was a V-shaped black range of granite inclined into the ground, with names embedded in it. Its reflective surface allows people to see themselves in all of the names, which are listed in chronological order of death. To describe it in the words of the architect herself, said she, a progression of time is memorialized. The design is not just a list of the dead. To find one's name, chances are you will see others close by, and you will see yourself reflected through them. At the time, people took her simplistic design and lack of symbols or American flair to be outrageous, and a controversy over the monument took place. It was called a trench, a black scar hidden in a hole as if out of shame, and even a political shame or statement of shame and dishonor. Donors withdrew support, and veterans and even President Reagan decried it. And maybe this was a little bit ironic because Vietnam War veterans did not receive an open armed welcome home. But such outcry for change caused pressure to add a flagpole and the three soldiers statue at the memorial. Of course, this was contested and compromised. The three soldier statue was placed away from the memorial, and from this controversy sparked one in uh, which advocated for a woman statue. This was initially rejected, but a congressional response ensured its construction. It took 2 years for it to be completed, despite its unveiling, and on the third, the New York Times noted the eventual piece in saying it was something of a surprise how quickly America has overcome the divisions caused by Vietnam War veterans, or the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. After division and dispute over patriotism and representation, America had finally reached a resolution that the additions of the memorial were sufficient to remember and honor the sacrifices of their veterans. I think this is something that we can learn from. We can reflect on those who've passed and see ourselves reflected in them, as is the case with the monument's reflective design. We can remember healing and unity, as with the controversy's end. And most importantly, we can give just as much appreciation to the living and those who are alive, in reference to the poor treatment of the veterans who did come home.